Welcome once again. As usual, we'll use the gospel of today's liturgy, the Gospel of St. Luke. The shepherds went in haste to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph and the infant lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known the message that had been told them about this child. All who heard it were amazed by what had been told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, just as it had been told them. With 8 days were completed for his circumcision, his name Jesus was given to him by the angels before he was conceived in the womb. The Gospel of the Lord. The beginning of a new year once again, and this feast day is officially the Solemnity of Mary, the holy name of Mary. It's gone through many different names in my lifetime. But what I think we miss, and perhaps the church encourages it, but not enough, that it really could be a day dedicated to world peace, the beginning of a new year, resolutions to make life better. And what better way than to celebrate the Prince of Peace, whose name we are celebrating through his mother, Mary, the Queen of Peace, who is not only the patroness of the United States in the Immaculate Conception, but the mother of all humanity through Jesus. And the peace that is reflected in that is something that you and I could benefit from reflecting upon today. The shepherds are ordinary. The angels appeared to the shepherds, and that's spectacular. I mean, we hear trumpets. We hear all this extraordinary sound and moments, and something great is being announced. But then who goes and communicates it? Shepherds, the lowest rung on the social ladder, not particularly educated, not even good speakers necessarily, not even ordained priests, by the way. Horror. But there they go, telling what they've heard. And first to Mary and Joseph. Isn't that extraordinary? And then I imagine over the months that go on, they would tell everybody who'd listen. Something extraordinary has happened. And it's in the form of a little baby. Not something spectacular in and of itself. But that's extraordinary in its own way. Peace is something that doesn't come in from the outside. You don't dress it up in robes or have gold ornaments or crowns. You don't live in palaces particularly. And that's maybe the message Jesus is communicating. That what he brings into this world, divine love, is wrapped in ordinariness. And we have to be open to that. The shepherds were ordinary. Mary and Joseph were ordinary. Even the baby was as cute as possible, but still a baby, at least if we leave things on the surface. But he would be the Prince of Peace, and still today preach that way. If I want peace in my life, how do I go about it? Well, if we're a country, we get armaments. We build up defenses. Billions and billions of dollars countries are spending to defend themselves. We put up barriers in addition to weapons. We have neighborhoods that have gates so that you can't go into a certain area unless you belong. That's peace in a sense. I'm trying to keep out violence I'm trying to maintain sameness. But it's so different from the peace that Jesus represents. He says to all of us, my God, the God that loves you and my God is a God who loves everyone. There are no barriers. There are no walls. There are no ways to arm yourself against it. Rather, the other way around. It's not you getting peace from them or love from them. But the challenge of Jesus is for you to find peace in your own heart, the Prince of Peace, and then share it with forgiveness and compassion, with a fervent belief that it's beyond and above you. And so peace in our world, whether it be my home, my family, my neighborhood, my parish, has to begin from inside me, and I have to let it out and share it with others. And if I don't do that, then I'm not going to experience peace. But I would suggest there's one more fundamental element, that human beings are limited, and we have our imperfections, and we have our self-centeredness, at least I do. And because of those qualities, even though I may have the best of intentions, I may hurt people, and people that I care about. Never mind ignoring and cutting off and labeling people I don't like. But I know one thing, that if I don't accept people as they are, if I don't know how to forgive myself and others, then I don't think I can ever arrive at peace. And it takes work. It takes every day to try to work that into my life. How do I forgive? I don't know. Today, work on it. Am I going to focus on the offense, my hurt feelings? Then I'm never going to get rid of the feeling. I'm angry. But if I try to see God's presence and try to love for that reason, then maybe I'll find forgiveness. But I'll have to do it again tomorrow, perhaps, because my feelings are hurt. And it's going to take a long while, like maybe a lifetime. It's not easy being Irish. I can't remember the offense, the old saying is, but I always remember the grudge. And what Jesus is saying is, there is no grudge. There's only love. But you have to work at it. You have to make choices. You have to depend upon me, who is love. And if I do that, then I'll understand compassion. I'll understand forgiveness and inclusion. And then, only then, will I experience peace within me, within my community of family and friends, with my own country, and between nations. I need to forgive because God is there. And once I do that, then I have a chance of really understanding world peace. I hope you continue to pray for one another, and we pray for today in a special way for peace in our world, in our homes, in our neighborhood, and in our own hearts. Stay safe.